What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, the Weather Cup has arrived in the Go Battle League, and it's kind of an interesting meta. It's a format where you can only use rocks, ice, fire, and water-type Pokemon, but because of that, it means there's going to be a lot of water types basically in the meta, and a lot of things that you want to try to use that also beat opposing water types. The team I'm going to try out today is a Ludicolo lineup, because I honestly feel like with the Energy Ball buff this season, it's not a bad Pokemon in the slightest. I feel like Jellicent's going to be a pretty strong Pokemon in this meta, and Ludicolo is one of the best answers to that in general. And then you have Kingdra on Outrage, Shadowclaw, Alolan Sandslash. This team looks like a lot of fun. I'm excited to see it in action. But before we do get into the battles, I want to ask, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. We got our first opponent of the day. We're going to see Sandslash as our lead up against a Ludicolo. Okay, that's pretty based. I got one of those of my own in the backline. I would imagine Sandslash is a pretty decent neutral matchup here. But the one awkward thing is they do have Weather Ball and Astonish for a lot of neutral damage against us, and if in the backline they are actually weak to Sandslash, it could be bad if I sacrifice mine here in the lead. Ice Punch, gonna get no shield. It does two-shot, that's good to see. I'm gonna try to catch a Weather Ball if I can on Ludicolo, because we double resist water, so if we do catch the move properly, that's actually gonna put us into a pretty good spot here. Let's see what they threw. Weather Ball, love to see it. So they're at 2 right now, that does no damage. And okay, well, I guess we just kind of get the other side of this matchup here. Their Sandslash comes in, but because of my one Astonish head start, I will get to 2 Weather Balls here before they're able to get to that second Ice Punch. So honestly, we're in a pretty decent spot thanks to that catch. Although it does look like they do survive too, just barely. They're at 4, so they have... Well, they're at 9 rather right now, so they're at 4 after this move. I have to throw on alignment if I want to get my move off first, which, believe me, I do. I want to make sure I get the most out of my Ludicolo. I don't want to have to shield it here to get my Weather Ball off, so we're going to just instantly throw him. And we'll see if we get his shield back, or if at this point they're just going to want to let this go and come back and maybe Ludicolo. Weather Ball gets a shield. I'm not going to give him a farm down. Okay, they're at 6, so 1 right now. And I should be able to, like, 2-shield Shadow Claw down if I have to. But we'll see if they're going to force me to do that, or if they just sacrifice their Sandslash at some point. They're at 1. Okay, they come back in Ludicolo. They have a move, and they throw it instantly. Okay. Well, we've had very similar teams so far, so I'm not sure what the final Pokemon's going to be here. I'm going to let this go. We know Weather Ball doesn't do that much here. And if we build up energy, I should be able to have some for the backline, potentially, depending on what they have, or if they want to just bring back in, potentially, the Sandslash here. We have energy for that, too. And we might be able to swap at some point, depending on if they come in instantly. Let's see what happens. They are thinking... What are they thinking about? I don't know. What are they doing? They're freaking me out. Okay, Sandslash comes in. I'm just going to try to knock this out instantly here with this Drill Run. And we'll see if we get a knockout or a shield. This is a non-shadow into non-shadow here, so... I mean, it would still knock out, but it doesn't do quite as much as it would normally. Oh my goodness, Shadow Qwilfish comes in. I think that's actually amazing to see, right? I should be very fine here. Well, I do have a Kingdra in the back line that doesn't want to take a Shadow Ball or a Sludge Wave or anything. I think just with the energy that I have here, I should be able to go for the Drill Run, get a shield, and now Kingdra, I think, can just go straight up for a Swift here and get a knockout after the fast pressure chip damage. I'm going to shield this just in case they're on Sludge Wave. I know they're probably not, but I don't want to risk it. And I don't want to get one-shot. Shadow Ball? Okay. Well, now we know for a fact here that they cannot one-shot us. And while I do have Outrage, that would be some serious overkill, I think, against the Shadow Qwilfish. We'll just go for the Swift, get the knockout, and that should win us the game. Oh, that doesn't knock him out. Okay, I thought Qwilfish was squishier than that. But you knock out with a few more Dragon Breaths, and that wins us the game. Sandslash into a Rockwanid. Okay, that is a little bit of an unfortunate lead matchup here, I will say. I guess maybe I should be running, I don't know, Aerial Ace? Doesn't this thing learn Aerial Ace? Like, obviously not Kingdra, but the Sandslash, I think, learns Aerial Ace. Wow, Bug Bite of Rockwanid, a little bit of a core breaker here. But I do have my Kingdra, which hopefully is going to be in a decent spot. We shield properly on the Bug Buzz, and we bait out a Lantern, which is honestly not the worst Pokemon to see here, because they're forced to go for Thunderbolt to be able to do much damage to us. They're at 8, so they have a Thunderbolt right now. Likely we see a No-Shield here, but I don't really know what they're going to have in the backline. A Rockwanid Lantern, 2 water types. Oh, we get a shield, okay. Is that good? It's I don't know. It's all right, I guess. I want to save energy on Kingdra if I can, but I don't know how good of an idea that's going to be. Okay, big Thunderbolt. Good shield. Okay, I'm going to come in Ludicolo now, because Energy Balls are going to hurt quite a bit here if they don't end up going for a move to stall the switch clock. They do throw the Thunderbolt. Likely we see the Rockwanid come back in, But I mean, I saved so much energy on my Kingdra here that hopefully I can get to an energy ball here. Oh, okay, they come in with the final Pokemon. It's a Sandslash. So honestly, not in a great spot this game still, I will say. At least we bait out a Sandslash, so maybe that's going to give us some play if they don't throw their move immediately, because I'm one Astonish away from my next Weather Ball. If they don't know that, then that could be fine, but they throw instantly here. All right. I mean, I still do have energy left over on both my Sandslash as well as my Kingdra right now. So if Kingdra somehow can finish off this game, that would be incredible news. They're dry, so I can go for 4 into a Drill Run here. I would be surprised to see a Shield come up right now, but they could go for it, I guess. The reason I'd be surprised is just because, I mean, Sandslash here is not the most important Pokemon. I think they're a Rock when it is. Yeah, so they do let that go. And I have the energy left over, not only on my Kingdra, but also here on my Sandslash. Honestly, like, maybe this is not that bad of a matchup. That's probably, like, really big cope on my part here. But, like, if they're on Bug Buzz, which we did see, that means they're probably on Bubble Beam Bug Buzz. They don't have Charge Attack pressure here. So potentially I can, like, I don't know, over time chip this down. And then make it so my Kingdra closes out this endgame. But I don't know. That's going to be, like, a tall order, because my HP is getting pretty low here. Ace Punch again. Chips them down a decent chunk. Like, they wall my energy, but maybe that doesn't matter. Let's see what they're going to throw. I would imagine this is a Bug Buzz, but maybe they're on Water Pulse. They actually are on Double Nukes. Okay, well, I got to switch out then. That is insane. I probably should bait here, but I didn't. Double Nukes, that's probably going to be game over against us, right? We get the shield there, okay. Yeah, I think that my Sandslash is just too low. I think, unfortunately, if I went for a bait against the Araquanid, we might be able to reach another move against him. But I think because I didn't do that, I'm not quite going to be able to get there. And I need to get to an Ice Punch, and I think the Bug Bites just barely knock us out here before I get to the move. Oh, it's so close. So close, but so far. If I got the Ice Punch off, might have been enough. Double Nuke of Araquanid just completely destroying us there. All right, Sandslash into Shadow Sandslash. Okay, let's see what their moveset is. Maybe they're on Powder Snow. Now we're both on Shadow Claw. And we'll see who wins CMP here, right? Because that's always the big thing in this matchup. Who wins CMP can dictate if we one-shot each other early on in this matchup or not. And looks like mine does have a little bit higher attack stat, which is good to know in this matchup. But it also means at some point, they might try to go for like a tricky catch against us, and I wouldn't really like that. I'm going to shield this up, obviously, though. My backline's not the best into Sandslash here, so I might as well. But I bet they go for a catch at some point. 3, 4, 5. Okay, they throw instantly, actually. So I could have thrown on CMP there, but it's honestly not that big of a concern for me to do that, because I want to make sure, no matter what at this point, that I avoid a catch. A Drill Run catch could be very costly. Oh, okay. That's actually kind of huge for us. I can bank all this energy, come in Ludicolo here. And honestly, Ludicolo is one of the best answers in this meta to Jellicent. I am down energy and down shields, though, so technically they can knock us out if they really want to. But I can guarantee they're in range where a Drill Run's going to knock out. Energy Ball is going to be enough here. They can't Hex us down, and they can't go for a Surf either. So we'll see what they want to do. They're energy dry, which means that on the Sandslash, that is, they're going to be 5 more Shadow Claws away from the next attack here. They let that go. Okay, and I still have a lot of energy here. I got a decent amount of Shadow Claw chip damage as well against their Sandslash. And there is Shadow, so they're going to take a lot of damage if they take a Weather Ball. Okay, nice. This is huge. Getting this off is going to either get a shield here, or potentially it could just barely be enough to knock out. We'll see, though. It is not the strongest move in the game here with this Weather Ball, but yeah, we do get the shield. Oh my goodness. No. No! They caught my move on Araquanid! Why is there another Araquanid? Uh-oh. Really nice play by them. Good call of the combo play. I shouldn't have done that. Now this game is going to be extremely dicey here, just because my Kingdra has to probably go for an Outrage to knock out the Sandslash. But we'll see. I mean, Sandslash also doesn't have a way to, like, instantly knock out my my Kingdra. So, like, maybe somehow my Kingdra can do enough damage. I don't know. We'll see. I need 2 more Ice Punches here to knock out, and I don't know if I get there. They throw energy, actually. Okay. So we'll see if this is like a Bubble Beam, or if this is like a water or a Bug Buzz. Ugh, I cannot speak. This Pokemon is freaking me out. Okay, but they switch out there. That's kind of huge, I think. Is it huge? We'll see how huge it's going to be. So they're at 1. So I should be able to go for like 9 more Dragon Breaths into a Swift here. And now I just have to hope that I can get to enough energy this game to be able to knock out the Araquanid. And that will be a little bit of a tall order, saying I probably have to go straight up for an Outrage to knock him out. But maybe I just need a Swift. We'll see. No, I think I do need Outrage. Oh my goodness, I'm one away. Please tell me this is a Bubble Beam and I somehow survive. It's not a good move. It's not a good move at all. Please tell me it's enough to, like, survive somehow. Come on, Kingdra. Kingdra, that's not even close to knocking us out. Oh my goodness. Okay, we reached the Outrage. We get the win. We destroyed the Araquanid. Oh my goodness, that's about as close as it could have been, though. That was a really nice call for him to swap out right when I was doing the combo play, but still able to get the win there. Shadow Qwilfish. Okay, I don't hate this. We resist Poison Sting. We don't get one-shot by anything here. And since I'm on Shadow Claw, unlike Open Great League, where normally these Sand Slashes are on Powder Snow, we have a lot more fast pressure here. They're going for the instant Aqua Tail. We live this pretty easily, but that does come close to, like, two-shotting us over time. So that's good to know. And my backline, well, specifically my Ludicolo doesn't really like seeing poison types, so getting rid of this is not a bad thing. The shield, okay. 4, and they throw instantly again. The awkward thing is, like, my backline really does resist water type damage, so if I could ever get a catch against them, that would be huge, but that's kind of a hard thing to do. Oh. Well, they just switch out, actually. I mean, I'm not scared of that Qwilfish, I don't think, with my backline. I'm more scared of this Mantine, honestly, right now. So I think just staying in here is probably the play. I'm outside a Twister range, and we're going to force him here to go for the Water Pulse and take 2 Ice Punches before I'm able to do too much here. They're at 8. And I could catch a Water Pulse, but I don't know when they're going to throw, so that could be kind of unnecessarily risky. Okay, well, we catch on 10, and maybe they're crazy and they went for a Twister here, which would have done nothing to Sand Slash, but maybe they're smart and they went for a Water Pulse, which they did. Okay, good stuff. That does very little damage to us. But they do get to a Twister right now, so that is, like, it's good that I did that, but it's also, like, you know, it could be better. But it's still not bad because I do survive this Twister, and I should be able to farm this down if they stay in. They are staying in, so I get the full farm down. And I have a decent amount of energy here on my Kingdra. That's a Leafage Abomasnow. Oh my goodness. Well, do they know that Outrage is a play in this meta? Or are they just going to no-shield this, hoping for the best? Okay. We land the move. So Sandslash is, like, triple strong against this team. That's crazy. I don't know why I'm Ice Punching this, but that's what we're going for. I think at this point, Fast Move Pressure is just going to kind of be too much for our opponent. Luckily, my Ludicolo doesn't take any super effective damage from either the Grass or the Ice-type damage that the Abomasnow has. And they overfarm here. They don't remember my energy, so we just get the Drill Run off. Yeah, that game was going to be over, but that was definitely not the way to play it for them. Golisopod lead. Uh-oh. Don't like seeing that. Is this Shadow Claw or Fury Cutter? It is Shadow Claw. That doesn't really help me that much. That actually probably hurts me more than anything. But I'm going to go for a catch here on what I'm hoping is an Aqua Jet. Because if they went for, like, an X-Scissor into my Sandslash, that's crazy. Big Aqua Jet catch. Alright. And they do switch out into their own Sandslash. So, you know, good catch by us, but we are in a pretty awkward spot here still. Eat. Yeah, I mean, I can go for Outrage. I could go for Swift here, but I don't have Surf, so I don't have a good way to hit this for neutral damage. We're going for the Swift, hoping for a shield, but no, they do let that go. And they throw almost instantly after. So they're at, what, 8? So 3 right now? Ice Punch, I hope, just knocks us out. It doesn't quite. So they get 1 extra Shadow Claw here. Okay, they're at 6. So letting us throw first. That's not bad, necessarily, but it could be a lot better, because there's still that Golisopod around, right? They shield 7, 8. All right. I really don't know what to do here this game, but I'm going to shield this up, I guess. But I'm so scared of that Golisopod. Okay, well, they actually bring in the Golisopod here, though, which I'm kind of happy with, because I was able to build up enough energy to potentially get to 2 attacks against this thing before they get their next move off. Actually, I think they're going to CMP us, never mind. Okay. And did we just catch a second Aqua Jet? Okay, hold on. That could be kind of helpful. We'll see how this plays out. We do catch a second Aqua Jet. If I can one-shield Astonish down, you know, that could give us some play this game. 5, 6. And they give us a sneak here, because they want to make sure that if I throw my move, that I don't get it off before them. But that's fine. That gives me a full sneak. I have energy now on my Ludicolo. I have some energy on Sandslash. I don't know how helpful any of it's going to be, but we'll find out what's in the backline, right? Hopefully it's something I have play into. Man, that's not the best Pokemon to see. That's a Ludicolo, which, believe it or not, does make it so I have to throw my bigger move. And they do still have his shield left over. They do let that go. But I should survive this attack, actually, right? I have a Weather Ball ready to go here. Yeah, they Ice Punch, but I do live. I'm going to switch out. Maybe it's a bad play, but I want to try to get a farm down if possible. Oh, I can't. Dang. If I got that farm down, I might have had a chance this game. But, you know, maybe there's still a shot here. If they let this go. I don't know. You never know what your opponent's going to do. They do let that go. Crazy. I have an Ice Punch ready here. They're at, what, 2 Astonishes, or are they at 3? Either way, I have to try to get more fast food pressure, and I need to get to an Energy Ball with my Ludicolo against them to have any chance here. Wait, I have a Weather Ball looted. So if I win CMP, and they're in Weather Ball range, I could actually win this one now, because they're trying to farm us down. We'll see, I guess, won't we? I mean, they're in Weather Ball range. They don't... Wait, okay. Are they a back-to-back Weather Ball? That's, like, the only reason to throw here. I guess we'll find out. Come on. Please tell me I have higher attack on my Ludicolo. They Energy Ball. What are they doing? They thought I was going to do a combo play. They forgot how much HP I had? What just happened there? I mean, I had like a 50% chance to win that game, but they gave me a 100% chance to win that one. What just happened? I don't know. I don't understand that. I mean, we get a 4-1 set thanks to it, but I am baffled. I am befuddled on that play, but we will take it. Ludicolo lead once again. Not a bad lead matchup here. I know that I get a 2-shot with my not Shadow Punches, my Ice Punches, that is, after the Shadow Claw damage. But the kind of awkward thing here is they do have access to a decent amount of bulk, and I don't want to take a Weather Ball, so I'm going to go and try to catch if I can here. And looks like we get it once again. The Weather Ball is going to do nothing. Sneaking that Astonish means now I'm going to likely outpace a lot of things in the game to some Weather Balls here. Or if I need an Energy Ball, we have that move as well. Yeah, big Weather Ball catch. And they're over-farming here, which I guess is fine. Oh, okay. This is a gamer right here. Bringing in Toxapex into the Weather Cup. Great stuff. Either way, honestly, Ludicolo has done quite a bit of work here, and I will reach 2 Energy Balls, which is not bad. It's going to put him down pretty low. So we'll see what they want to do here. They are going for the full farm down. Makes sense, I guess, but that's lame. I wish they weren't doing this. But I got the catch earlier, so Ludicolo has done quite a bit of work that it didn't really have to be allowed to do. Just a brine. I know I survived this. Ludicolo does have an attack on it, right? They're at the Weather Ball right now. And I think what I'm going to do here is CMP and Ice Punch just in case they try to catch on something. This should still knock out. And if they do want to shield this, I'm honestly fine with that. Because then I can set up a Kingdra with a shield advantage in the backline. But no, they do let that go. And likely Ludicolo comes in, right? Yeah, they throw in good timing. Makes sense. They know at this point that if I want to be able to get my move off here, I was 2 away, so they could throw in good timing with no repercussions. I wish my switch clock was up here, but it's not, so I do have to go for an Ice Punch to knock him out here. But I guess we'll find out if they want a shield or not. Depends on how weak they are to Sandslash, I guess. They go for the shield. Wow, okay. And looks like we're getting another Weather Ball catch. We snuck a Dragon Breath through as well, so we're going to outpace some things potentially in the backline. But we'll see what the final Pokemon's going to be. It's a Qwilfish. That's huge. I think we're in a really good spot now, because they have to go for Shadow Ball to knock us out. And with how quick I reach Swifts here, I think we just get to 2 no matter what, even if they bait us, before they get to an Aqua Tail plus a Shadow Ball. Big Swift. We get the shield. 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, well somehow the backline wasn't actually the worst thing imaginable. It was double Water Poison. So, despite kind of bad alignment, honestly, this game, we're able to catch 2 resistant Weather Balls again, and we get the win. Sandslash into Shadow Kingdra? Okay, well, if they're on my moveset here, I wall them so hard. Even if they're not, I am in a pretty good spot here. So, I'm going to go for the instant Ice Punch, try to guarantee a shield or a lot of damage against them. And if they're staying in, I would have to imagine that means Sandslash has a lot of play in the backline. They do let that go? Alright. Oh my goodness. Quaquaval. That is the Pokemon I've been hearing all about in this meta. 7, 8. 9, 10. All right. This is actually a little bit scary just because I don't have a hard answer to this pick, but I do have access to a Swift here, which maybe they're going to shield. They do not shield. They have to go for a close combat, though, to knock us out, right? Do they go for that, or do they go for just a freaking Aqua Step? They Hydro Cannon, right, that's another option. Can they even be out of close combat here? I think that's only going to be a Hydro. I don't know what this Pokemon can do. I don't know what this Pokemon does, I guess. Oh my goodness. Well, that's unfortunate. We get the Shadow Claw down. What is its pacing? I thought they were at 10. If they were at 11, I guess that makes sense. I gotta look back on that. I'm so confused right now. Oh man, if I had one more Shadow Claw, this wouldn't be that bad for us, as long as I won CMP. But unfortunately, I'm one Shadow Claw behind where I want to be. They're at 5, and they have a lot of energy left over on that Kingdra, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that is a smart play. I am not happy that they just did that. But, I mean, if they're on Outrage and I shield this up properly, I'm not in a bad spot. If I get a full farm down, that is. I do shield the Outrage, and I do get the full farm down. We are 1 away from a move on Sandslash, so they need to knock us out. And they have to be, like, 1 away, or, like, win CMP against my Sandslash at some point. Big Ice Punch. We survive. Oh, man. I should have just thrown on alignment the first time. Never mind, they got us now. I shielded the move properly, but them just going back-to-back here is such a smart play. Because I'm just not quite where I need to be energy-wise. They're 5 away, I'm 6 away from back-to-back. That's unfortunate. We almost had a chance there. All right, Mantine lead, not bad. My backline's not great into this. And as a non-Shadow Sandslash, we take very little damage here from Water Pulse. So we'll see what they want to do. I think the zeros might go in their favor just because I don't actually two-shot when it comes to going for Ice Punches. But because I can just shield this and farm down, I feel like this is still not a bad spot to be in, because they must be kind of weak in the backline to Sandslash if they're staying in here. All right, they are at 3 right now. So 3 away from the next Water Pulse. We'll see what they want to do. Big Ice Punch. 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to throw here. I feel like throwing here is kind of a throw in general, because I wouldn't knock him out, right? So I might as well overfarm to have as much energy as possible, just in case it's better in the backline. All right, we're at so much energy here, but I don't know. Does Ice Punch plus the Shadow Claws knock out before they get to a Twister? I hope it does. Non-Shadow Sandslash doesn't have as much damage, but obviously it still has some. Okay, let this go. We do survive a Twister. They do reach it, though, unfortunately. We live that, but we're kind of low on HP, not gonna lie. Well, I have 2 Ice Punches, though, which is not bad at all. I'm kind of surprised they're bringing this in. They're at 3. Ice Punch is going to put them into 2-shot range. Do we get a shield? We do. 4. Okay. This is not the worst case scenario, but I will be interested to see what the final Pokemon's going to be. I'm not going to give a farm down over. I'll bring in my own Kingdra. 9. Okay. Well, I mean, I know this is just a Swift coming through. I don't think I want to shield that. It's not going to put us into range where they farm us down first. So we'll be able to get a move up against the back line. And if they're staying in here, that's great. Kind of. They're on Acid Cradily. Acid in this meta? Really? Alright. Well, how much HP do I still have on my Sandslash? There's a chance that maybe Sandslash can get to another Ice Punch this game? I don't know. No, I don't think so. I wish we could. But I don't think we have the HP there. But I can use my Sandslash as a way to potentially, like, clear a debuff. 7. I guess I'm going to no-shield this one, because I know it's a Rock Tomb, and Grass Knot would do more raw damage. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Well, I think I have a pretty obvious play here. They're at 1. Another Rock Tomb coming through. 2, 3. I'm going to Weather Ball first, then do 1 more Astonish, then swap out. That way, a Weather Ball plus a non-debuffed Energy Ball should be enough. Yeah, we're good. As long as no crazy lag happens this game. 7. Yeah, they have a move ready, but I win CMP as Ludicolo. So we go for the Energy Ball, we knock out the Cradily. And since our debuff's been cleared, honestly, even a Weather Ball could have been enough. They top left. Nice, there we go. GG's. They were so weak to Sandslash, though, with that team. Oh my goodness. We'll see Sandslash into... Oh. What do I do here? Wait, this is a huge core breaker. This is so bad. Okay, why did they catch on this? Maybe it's not as bad anymore. Honestly, Tyranitar's a team breaker. Why is Tyranitar here? That's so cool. I'm gonna come in with my Kingdra, I guess. Because if I build up energy, we should be in a pretty good spot. They're likely gonna go here for, like, whatever nuke move they have. Are they running Ice Beam or Crunch, though? I hope it's Ice Beam. It's Crunch. Makes sense in this meta, though. So they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, well, we'll go for the Swift, get the knockout. The fact they're on Crunch means it's so much quicker to reach moves against us. Okay, we do get the knockout here, but they're at a Brutal Swing on that Tyranitar. Okay, they bring in their final Pokemon here. It's a Jellicent. Which, I'm gonna be honest, this is my worst possible matchup against this, but maybe there's play. I don't know, dude, that Tyranitar is such a problem for my team. We'll Outrage this. They do let that go. 5. Oh, man. I mean, I don't know what to do here. They have 2 shields on Tyranitar, and they're at, like, back-to-back Brutal Swings right now, so I think I just lose this one. How do I win this game? Is there ever a way? I mean, Astonish is doing a decent chunk of damage here, and I survive anything other than a Stone Edge, so I hope they bait us, and I hope they go for a Brutal Swing. If they do that, I'm in a decent spot, but no, super smart call. They full send. I'll bring back in Kingdra here, because I have a Swift ready to go. And then maybe I can make something happen here with my Sandslash later on. I probably should have waited out my switch clock, because I don't know if I can switch right now. I can't. Oh, they let that go, though? Maybe I farm this down somehow? I think my win con here, it's going to be so stupid, but I have to try to Shadow Claw this down with Sandslash and survive a move from the Jellicent. And I don't know if that's going to be all that possible. I think Jelly's going to be just a little bit too... it's going to do too much damage to us, because I'm going to take a couple more Dragon Breaths here, too. This is so annoying how close this game is going to be with how bad this lead was. Why am I Ice Punching? I don't know. Ice Punch will get the knockout, so if they let this go, that would be incredible. They need a Shadow Ball to knock out here after, like, 1 Hex. If a Shadow Ball KOs, then I do, in fact, lose this game. If I survive somehow just barely, there's still a chance for us. They Surf? Are they going to get it back-to-back? They are. Dang it, man. So smart. So smart. But also, I think a Shadow Ball would have been enough, so I'm kind of surprised they did that. Dang it. Ah, Tyranitar is incredible, though. Wow, if I'm going to lose to something, I guess I'm fine losing to that. All right, Sandslash into Kingdra. Not a bad lead. If they're on Surf here, they have neutral damage against us, but if they're on Outrage, like I've seen pretty often in this meta, then honestly, this is a pretty decent spot for me to be in. They're building up a lot of energy here. The kind of awkward thing is Dragon Breaths are actually adding up here. They're doing 2 damage still per turn, so despite the fact that I resist what they're doing, it's not like they're doing nothing to us. They try to catch here. That's very cruel of them. I hate that. We'll bring in our own Kingdra. We survive 1 attack from them, so they can't really go for an Icy Wind unless they just want to do a laughable amount of damage to us. They do Icy Wind, which, okay, that's fine. 10. We'll go for the Outrage. And at this point, how much do I care about Switch Advantage? I mean, I probably care, but do I really care? I don't know. I mean, they let that go. Maybe I don't care. But also, could I just Dragon Breath this down, potentially, if I shield this? I'm going to try to. They Icy Wind again? Maybe I do less damage now. Okay, I have to CMP here. That is slightly unfortunate, but I think this gets a shield KO if they shield, so maybe it's not too bad. I don't think that second Icy Wind actually lowered my Dragon Breath damage against them. Yeah, they let that go. Kingdra has a ton of energy on it still, so they likely bring it in here. And they go for, like, an Outrage or something. Probably well, I don't know what they do. I'm going to switch. I want to save my Kingdra if I can. And I want to make it so that I don't have 2 debuffs on that thing. So we've saved it. We have a lot of HP still on this guy. And we bait out a Ninetales of all things, which honestly I don't like to see. We got a CMP? Wait a second, that's massive. I can't believe they just did that. That might just win us the game. It doesn't hurt our odds, that's for sure. I could technically try to survive 4 more Embers here and go for another drill run, but I feel like that's a really inconsistent play. Instead, I'm going to let this go. Come in Ludicolo, try to go for a Weather Ball. Oh, the Undercharge makes sense, I guess. I don't know if that's going to help him out too much, though, because I need to get a Weather Ball off either way to knock him out here, and they're only going to get 1 move through against us. But they can try to go for, like, a catch at some point, which would be a smart play. But if they go for a catch against us, then, like, they sacrifice a lot of HP on the Kingdra, which no catch comes through. We get the Weather Ball through, and as long as this knocks out, we should just win this game. Well, yeah, I think it probably secures the game there, but I guess they don't want to play it out. GG's. A Rock-winning lead, yikes, not my favorite lead matchup here, but we'll see what their moveset is. And Shadow Claws here at least are neutral against them. And we use this Bug Bite, so it could be worse, I guess, for us, but it could be a lot better. Like, saying I didn't see this, that would have been so much nicer. I don't like that they're building up energy. I was kind of hoping they'd throw it against us so I could switch out and just bank energy against them. But either way, they're going to be trying to probably go for a Water Pulse at some point if that's what they're running. Throw on Alignment, okay. Honestly, Sandslash has put in a decent amount of work here. We don't get one-shot by a Water Pulse if they're running that, and Bug Buzz especially doesn't knock us out. So I'm going to switch out, save the energy, and come in with my Kingdra. This is not bad for us. Dragon Breath especially right now are putting in so much work. CMP here on the Outrage, and we'll see if they know that I'm running this. There's a good chance they do, but guaranteeing a shield goes down is never bad for us, I think. They do shield, okay. And I doubt they Bubble Beam bait, but I guess they could. I do still have a lot of energy on Sandslash, and I think at this point they're going to be in range where I can knock them out with either Ludicolo or my other guy. They get the debuff, which I really hate to see. But they throw almost immediately here, so that's not as bad as it could have been. They're not quite in, like, one-shot range for Drill Run here, so what I'm actually going to do is kind of a crazy play. I'm going to bring in my Ludicolo, just because at this point, I can Astonish him into a range where it will be enough over time to just go for a Drill Run. You're at 7, and I can bank energy here, which I'm hoping is going to be good for us. But we'll see what's in the back line. 8. Alright, big Drill Run. Do we get a shield, or are they just confident enough against our team at this point that they let it go? Big Drill Run. We don't quite get the knockout, but that actually just gives us 1 extra Shadow Claw. Okay. A Rocknade comes back in. But they dumped a ton of energy at an earlier point in the battle, so I should get to 2 Ice Punches here before they get to either Farm Us Down or Bubble Beam, I hope. Okay, they let that go. Please tell me I get this move off. I'm going to Drill Run in case they catch. I shouldn't have. They catch on Ludicolo? No! Oh, man, I had such a good play there. If I didn't do that, I can't believe they just got on Ludicolo. Yikes. I guess we're gonna go for the Energy Ball here and see what we can do. I think at this point, I'm just gonna get too low on HP. That was a nice catch by them. I can't believe they just did that. I can't believe they just did that. Maybe I get a debuff? No debuff. Okay. I have to shield this, even though it's almost always just gonna be this stupid move. They're just gonna go for the Weather Ball into us, but they have to, right? Oh, man. Like, I wouldn't have to take this Astonish here if I went for the Ice Punch. I don't even know if 1 Energy Ball is going to knock them out. I think they survive this, and they get, like, 2 more Astonishes, or just land a Weather Ball into us. Okay, that actually does knock them out, but I think we just get Bug Bitten down. They throw a move. Does a Bubble Beam knock us out? Please somehow survive a Bubble Beam. Please. Ludicolo, I believe, buddy. Ludicolo, please, please, please. Ludicolo. Ludicolo! Ludicolo! Dude! It just did it somehow. They should have just gone for fast moves. We would have lost that game so hard if they just tried to farm us down. Bubble Beam is a terrible move. Don't throw that against the Ludicolos. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, I can't say that was the most consistent win con there, but I'm not going to say no to that. Yeah, this team really did work out pretty well today. I got to admit, Ludicolo is way more clutch of a Pokemon than I thought it was going to be. I figured it would be a little bit clunky on Astonish and Weather Ball as your moveset, but because this Pokemon has great coverage, a decent amount of bulk, and a lot of good fast and charge attack pressure, I feel like it's not a bad Pokemon at all. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.